Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the state of the WWE. We have a lot to get to from John Cena, news on Naomi. I'm going to talk about WrestleMania, but we're going to kick things off with some Karrion Kross conversation. So tap in. Y'all know what to do.
Welcome to... You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover. What is your name? With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always going to keep it real. Come on, King. Inside and outside the ring. Let me make myself clear. He's got the fans behind him, King. It's time to take over, King. Are you ready? He's all fired up now, King. The Takeover. Let's go.
He doesn't want to give you the time of day. Let them miss out on you. If they don't want to support your dreams, show up for you when it's not convenient, clap when you win, stay loyal even when the crowd walks away, then let them miss out on you. Let them miss that text that you was going to send that was going to make their whole day. Let them miss out on the encouragement that you always gave even when they were at rock bottom. Let them miss your peace, your loyalty, your presence, your unconditional love. Let them miss the way you stayed solid even when you had every reason to walk. Let them miss the healing you carry, the light in your spirit, the type of person you only get once in a lifetime. Because when somebody treats you like you're disposable, God's not asking you to chase. He's telling you to release. And in Romans 8 verses 31, it says, if God is for you, who can be against you?
Word of the day, guys. Word of the day. I want to start incorporating that on the podcast, man. On the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Anybody out there needs some motivation? I'm going to start delivering that every single video, man. Every single video, I'm going to deliver some motivation for each and every one of y'all out there who are fighting, going through something. I'm going to always bring some inspiration to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. But I appreciate everybody tapping in to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. This is the most creative and honest podcast in this space. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibes, man. Today, man, we got a great state of the WWE. There's been a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to break everything down. And I'm going to give you guys my honest perspectives, my honest opinions, how I'm feeling about certain topics with certain stories. Speaking of certain stories, we got to talk about Karrion Kross, and we got to talk about Scarlett in the current situation that has been transpiring between WWE, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett Bordeaux. I wanted to wait. For me personally, I'm not speaking from a content creator, podcaster type of perspective here. I'm mostly talking about from just a fan perspective. I don't care to be first. I don't care to rush home, put out the first video, be the very first to talk about the Karrion Kross and Scarlett situation. I want to see things develop. I want to see if there's going to be any new updates, anything new that's happening pertaining to this specific situation. That's got a lot of people hot right now, including myself. I'm more confused than anything more, but we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about Karrion Kross. This is going to be the first topic of discussion that I'm going to be bringing to you guys on the state of the WWE, number 16. So I appreciate everybody tapping in and continuing to support, if it's spreading the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast, if it's following me on social media, on Twitter, at JT Takeover, on Instagram, at the Wrestling Takeover. And for everybody who's just continuing to support what I do here, I genuinely appreciate it. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I got a long way to go. In this game, but I'm going to keep coming up here each and every week on YouTube, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, or wherever you get your audio content. I'm always going to deliver you guys the honesty that we're really missing within the wrestling space. I'm going to deliver you that creativity that nobody in this community can touch. We're going to get into everything, man. Karrion Kross, Scarlett. We're going to talk about WrestleMania 42. A lot of people are they're trying to imagine what's going on, what can happen, what are the best, possible matches that we can potentially see at WrestleMania 42. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about how WWE is honestly lacking new stars in pertaining to the men. There is some male superstars that WWE, for some reason, don't really care to push. They pick and choose who they want to push and who they don't want to push. I have a great topic of discussion pertaining to that. We're going to talk about Naomi. There's some developing stories regarding Naomi on Monday Night Raw. She was supposed to be defending her women's title against Io Sky, but that did not happen for one reason or another. I might have the potential reason as to why Naomi, quite frankly, did not, defend her title. I'm going to break that down and give you guys my opinion on it. ESPN is interested in bidding for WWE's video library. We're going to talk about that. WWE, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena news. We're going to talk about that as well, and a lot more other things on the Wrestling Takeover podcast. But we are going to kick things off immediately talking about the Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux situation. Now, I did see the documentary. I did see it pertaining to Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. If you guys did not check that out, I would advise you go check it out. It is on YouTube. Show them some love. Show them some genuine support. What happened with Karrion Kross and Scarlett is very sad. It's very frustrating from a fan's point of view who are fans of them. But I also understand why WWE did what they did. I understand. I might be frustrated as a fan of those two individuals, but I understand why they did what they did. And it comes back to a point where I have been saying ever since I created this podcast, since I first created this show in 2020, I specifically said, if you are not using these individuals, let them go. Their contracts reportedly did not get extended, so they left. Is this a storyline? Is this a part of the bigger push for a Karrion Kross? I wish I had the answers to say, yeah, it is a storyline, or no, they're really gone. I don't know. I'm at a crossroads right now, no pun intended. I'm at a crossroads because I feel like this can turn into something big for a Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I genuinely believe that. At the same time, no, I don't know if Triple H and WWE really saw anything in those two individuals. But Karrion Kross, I have a couple of audio clips I want to play for you guys, and then I'm going to be reacting to them. So Karrion Kross revealed that some people backstage told him to ignore the "We Want Kross" chants. I think that is highly insensitive. I think that is highly disrespectful by people in upper management. And this just goes to show you, they were never a fan of Karrion Kross to begin with. They were confused. They did not understand why the fans were chanting "We Want Kross" and why the "We Want Kross" movement was constantly trending on social media. People in WWE didn't understand it. But let's check out some of these audio clips pertaining to this situation.
Well, now you got me!
Like, I remember in the beginning there were some people saying, like, hey, I wouldn't take it seriously. not going to last, or, let's see if it's for real.
I'm going to turn myself up a little bit here because I really want you guys to hear what I'm saying. It's so interesting that Karrion Kross just said what he said. It really shows you from a fan's point of view that people in WWE really pick and choose who they want to push, who they don't want to push on their specific time. They never wanted to push Karrion Kross. They never saw anything in Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux as a team. Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux were incredible on NXT. Triple H loved these two. All of a sudden, they've fallen out of favor. I don't know what they did. Maybe other superstars jumped over them, but they have fallen out of favor from the Triple H administration. We're seeing this documentary. If you guys didn't check it out, please go do so. It was a great, I would say, perspective of what potentially can happen here. This could be a work. This all could be an entire elaborate work from Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, and the WWE. But as the days roll on, as we get new developments, I don't think it's a work. I think they genuinely did not want to re-sign Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. They don't see value in these two individuals, so they just decided to let him go. And if that is the case and he's never coming back to the WWE anytime soon, this is the second time that he has had a unsuccessful, quite frankly, an unsuccessful run in the WWE. Karrion Kross, how are you doing? Scarlett Bordeaux, how are you doing? I am a big fan of both of you guys, and I want you guys to do great things in the wrestling business. I want you guys to feel comfortable in your own skin. And it is very sad to know that there are people that you work for within the industry that talk to you like that behind your back. WWE did not choose Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. If the WWE does not choose you, you're behind the 8 ball immediately. But if something comes a ruse and they just decide, you know what? The fans love them. They're starting to improve. All right, we're going to start investing in them now. Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux here, they didn't pick these people. They didn't pick these people. And I want you guys to really understand that. It's a sticky situation right now. Right now, the reality is they're not in WWE anymore. This could all be a storyline, but I think they ultimately got let go for real, and WWE just did not want to re-sign them. Let's continue.
Go out there tonight. If it's still there, we're in a different city, we're in a different state. And then when it was still there, and it got louder and louder and louder every week, that went away, and then it was kind of like, well, not really ready to fully embrace that. I was being told by certain people not to, don't acknowledge it.
They pick and choose. They pick and choose who they want to push. I'm going to continue to run that home. They pick and choose who they want to push and who they don't want to push. That is very disheartening to hear Karrion Kross admit this. It's really eye-opening, and it's just the wrestling business. It doesn't matter who's in charge, who's not in charge. There are always going to be people in upper management who pick and choose who they like and who they don't like. It's the wrestling business, baby. Is how it works. That's how it operates. Is it messed up? No doubt. It is what it is, though. It's the reality where we sit today.
which felt really wrong.
It did.
Because having a connection with the audience, especially one that is like this doesn't just come around for everybody.
No, it doesn't.
And it wasn't something that was constructed or thought of.
This wasn't out of thin air. People who are fans of Karrion Kross are frustrated, and who are fans of Scarlett Bordeaux are frustrated. They were not a priority on television.
This happened organically through a series of events. And I wouldn't even say it's just from something that's happened recently this year. This is something that is happening because of what has happened over the last 3 years. We're getting to a tipping point, I believe. And it can be said, it can be stated that it started because I punched through something and everybody saw what was on the other side of that. But I don't feel like we're all collectively going in the direction that the audience would like us to go in.
It's just very telling, you know, what's happening with Karrion Kross. So I'm hoping for the best for Kross and for Scarlett Bordeaux. Let's check this one clip out. I think I have another clip here that I want to play for you guys. And then we will end the conversation with Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux.
Us to go in.
All right, guys, that's it. My bad. Let's continue, though, with a new conversation. So I want to talk about this Naomi situation. This Naomi situation is it's very, very interesting. Okay. So there's been news reports, and this happened today. And I'm gathering through my notes, making sure I got everything that I needed to cover, based, so I can talk about it on the show. And then I seen the Naomi, rumor, speculation, and then I'm coming to the same conclusion that I'm going to talk about in a second. And I'm like, that's why. So this is coming from Wrestling Inc. After her match suddenly canceled before Raw, this was her. She was going to go one-on-one with Io Sky for the women's world title. Naomi and husband Jimmy Uso are set to appear together on a major WWE podcast this Thursday. They are going to be on the same show for what exactly? Are they announcing something? Is something going on? Are they okay? Let me tell you what I think is going to happen here. So I believe Naomi, a couple months ago, was talking about that she believes she's going to be retiring soon and she wants to be a mother. She wants to be a mom. And I started to correlate that. I was like, wow, she's going to be pregnant soon. She's going to be pregnant soon. And I'm going to be happy for Jimmy Uso and Naomi. And then this news came out. It correlated all the dots. I think Naomi is pregnant. I think Naomi is going to be having a child or multiple. God bless, sending love, prosperity, positive thoughts, and energy to Naomi and Jimmy Uso. I believe they are going to be announcing that they are going to be having a kid or multiple kids. And I think Naomi is going to be taking some time off. Now, here's where we have to get to the creative aspect, and this is what I really wanted to talk about with you guys. If Naomi is out, and Naomi's going to be out reportedly for months, What does this mean for the women's championship? I decided to culminate the Clash in Paris conversation with Naomi and Valkyrie, and then I'm going to culminate what I thought was going to be a potential plan for Naomi for WrestleMania 42. Now, if Naomi is going to be out for a long period of time, how is she going to lose the title? What is going to happen? Who's going to become the new women's champion? And I want to talk about all of that into one topic of conversation. If Naomi is out, what I believe is going to happen is, I believe at Clash in Paris. Now, we don't know if Naomi is going to compete. So from a creative mind like myself, I want to play a two-part game here. One including Naomi and the other one not including Naomi. The one including Naomi, she can lose to Stephanie Valkyrie at Clash in Paris, and we can build towards Stephanie Valkyrie and Io Sky in a rivalry and a feud. That's simple. We can get that out of the way. It's as simple as that. Or what I think might happen, Naomi is going to get stripped of the title, and we are going to be having Stephanie Valkyrie going one-on-one with Io Sky at Clash in Paris. And one of those ladies are going to win the championship. My WrestleMania match for WrestleMania 42 for the women's world heavyweight title was between two of these matches. The first one being Naomi versus Bianca Belair versus a Jade Cargill in a triple threat match for the women's world title. Either Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill would win the women's Royal Rumble. If it was me, I would have Bianca Belair win the women's Royal Rumble. And we would get that triple threat match for WrestleMania 42 for the women's world title. Now, if Naomi is going to be out for a long period of time, will she be out until WrestleMania? Will she not even make WrestleMania? I have no idea. We don't technically really know what's going on, but I'm assuming that she is going to be announcing that she is pregnant and that she's going to be having a kid or kids, and she's going to be out for a long period of time. If that is the case and she's out, it changes plans. It pushes up a match that I feel should have been saved at a later date, and that is Stephanie Valkyrie versus Io Sky at Clash in Paris for the women's vacant title. And if that is the case, who goes and who wins? Is it Io Sky? Io Sky to me is somebody, I'm excited that Io Sky is getting this love and getting this just positive energy. I love it. I'm one of the biggest Io Sky fans in the entire WWE universe, in the entire, wrestling space. So I'm a big advocate for Io Sky. But I really find it really interesting and kind of funny that it's like all of a sudden people are praising Io Sky, giving her her flowers that she deserves. As a fan of that, that's great. Finally, Io getting the respect that she deserves. But it's like, y'all took this long? Y'all didn't think Io was that good before? It is what it is. She is great. She is, if not number one, number two, best women performers in the world today. Period. Bottom line. Some people are saying she's the best wrestler in the world, male and female. You're not wrong in thinking that at all. I mean, she's putting on great performances. I mean, she's giving me Shawn Michaels vibes. Female version of Shawn Michaels over here. Never missing. She never has a bad match with anybody. Did you see that match on Monday Night Raw with Roxanne Perez? Those two ladies were putting on a clinic. They were putting on a classic. Roxanne Perez is someone to watch out for, too. But Io getting all this love, it could be Stephanie Vaquer, and it could be Io in Clash in Paris for the Women's World title. Now, that is a match that's the match that should be saved for a WrestleMania. And I think that, Rhea Ripley has not beaten Io Sky. My fear is that Io is going to beat Stephanie Vaquer and then immediately drop it to Rhea Ripley. I don't know. We're seeing tension between Asuka, Kairi Sane being the peacemaker, and Io. A rivalry might be ensuing with Asuka and Io. Asuka wants that women's title too, but Io's jumping over her. That could piss off Asuka, no doubt. So there's a lot of combustible elements, and I know a lot of people like myself, I would book Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the women's world title. That would be another ideal match for the women's world title at WrestleMania. We got the triple threat between Belair, Karrion, and Naomi. And then you have Vaquer and Ripley, which I believe is the most popular choice in my personal opinion. Vaquer, for me, would be the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm going to say that right now. But I think plans have changed, and I think positions need to be moved up a little bit further due to Naomi potentially being out for a long period of time, or just being gone in general, where she's not able to defend the title. So we could potentially be looking at Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris for the women's world title. If not, Naomi Vaquer and, Naomi losing. But if she's already pregnant, that doesn't make any sense. Why would she be wrestling? So maybe she relinquishes the title and we get Io, who already is the number one contender, and Vaquer, she is the number one contender as well, too. And those two ladies can fight for the vacant title at Clash in Paris. After thinking about it, I do see that happening, and quite frankly, it does make sense. It does make sense. They had one match before, and it was a clinic. If they have it again at a pay-per-view, this could be one of the best matches of the year. Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. And if that is the case, I would have Vaquer win the title because I don't want Io to have a short reign with the belt. Whoever wins the title, to me, I feel like we're at the halfway point of the WWE, season and year. This winner needs to hold the title to WrestleMania. So who's going to hold the title all the way to WrestleMania? Is it going to be Io Sky or is it going to be Stephanie Vaquer? Because quite frankly, I think the winner of this, I think Rhea Ripley is going to challenge them some way, some shape or form at WrestleMania. Don't be surprised if Liv Morgan gets involved too. So there's a lot of combustible elements right now with the women's division on Monday Night Raw. It's a real stack. There's a lot of queens in that division. But Naomi potentially being out with this news of her being pregnant can definitely scuffle a lot of scenarios, and it might be pushing, Vaquer and Io Sky up a little bit. So let me know how you guys are thinking about that. We have to talk about this WWE AEW situation. So coming from Post Wrestling, take it with a grain of salt. Do not believe everything you read on the internet. I have said that for many years. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. I know I don't. I take every report with a grain of salt. But a unannounced WWE Premier Live event will take place on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 in Indianapolis, Indiana. This will be the same day as AEW holds its All Out pay-per-view in Toronto, Canada. So everybody is thinking, what's that pay-per-view called? And this is where we're going to have that real conversation. This is where we're going to have this real conversation about the WWE product and where WWE sits right now. I'm going to read a tweet. I'm going to read a tweet from somebody I really respect in the community, someone I very value within the space, somebody that is very controversial, but I respect tremendously. And this dude is very honest, very upfront, and very direct with his opinions. You might not like him. JD from NY206. He pretty much kind of exuded what I was already going to tell you guys. So I'll kind of change my words a little bit here, but with everything that he put in the tweet, I completely agree with. So here's what he said. Some say WWE is planning an event opposite AEW All Out in Toronto. I have seen people say it's NXT No Mercy, while others say it's Bad Blood for the main roster Premier Live event. In my opinion, Bad Blood should be happening in October. All I can say is Clash in Paris on August 29th. Why is there a need to do a Premier Live event 3 weeks later in September? I completely agree. WWE has fallen out of favor. They are being greedy. They are being very childish. And quite frankly, they're fucking tripping. They're tripping. Real talk. Why are you worried about AEW? Why are you worried about AEW? AEW ain't gonna do nothing to you. Why are you sweating it? I don't understand this mentality that AEW has out with WWE and WWE has it out with AEW. Let AEW do what they got to do. You do what you got to do. But you, WWE, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Quality over quantity. But now it seems WWE and their business and creative have completely flipped into quantity over quality. And I'm not okay with that as a fan. He continues, ever since WrestleMania ended, every 3 weeks there has been a Premier Live event on a Saturday night's main event. Or a Saturday night's main event. I completely agree. It's like these Saturday night's main events and Premier Live events just be popping up at random. Like they be popping up so quick. It's like, damn, it's already a pay-per-view. Damn, it's already a Premier Live event. Like, come on, WWE. Literally overexposing the product, and that is watering down the creative, and nobody seems to give a fuck about the creative anymore. The creative has taken a complete dip in WWE. People see it. People feel it. You feel it. And that's what I really want to point out to everybody. You really feel it when you're watching. Like, I want to really enjoy what I watch. I really want to enjoy what I watch, man. I really do. I don't want to be overly critical and analyze every single aspect. But if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. If I'm not honest with my views, my values, and my opinions, is anybody else going to do it? You got some here and there, but I'm talking about a group of people, like a vast majority of people. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be overly critical. I want to sit there. I want to enjoy it. But I have a podcast. I have a show to do. I have people that listen to me. You guys that are listening to me. You guys constantly want to hear my views and opinions. Simple. And I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm always going to be direct with you guys. Always. WWE is doing too much right now. They're doing quantity over quality. Nothing is allowed to breathe. Everything is simplified, and it all leads, all of it, of the weekly TV being absolutely boring and uneventful. He's absolutely correct there. He is absolutely correct. Now, I know a lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people might enjoy what they're watching. God bless you. That's fine. But for me as a fan, I'm not really enjoying what I'm seeing on WWE television for the most part. I'll use Monday Night Raw as an example. Have you noticed that we have been seeing more and more disqualifications? Have y'all noticed that? That is creative malpractice in my eyes. Listen, I'm going to be cocky for a second. As a motherfucking creative person, a person that's very creative, I'll tell you that right to your face respectfully. I'm one of the most creative people in this space. I'm real creative. So when I see stuff that is DQ every week, it don't matter who the opponents are, we're going to have a disqualification. Why'd you book the match if you're going to have a disqualification? Is it to iron out the storyline? Okay, that's fine. But don't use it as a crutch and a reason to constantly give us no DQ matches. It's like, why are you booking the match then if we're just going to end it in disqualification? That don't make sense to me. He ends it with this. I don't know about you, but this current oversaturating over the product just because of disgusting corporate greed, I fucking hate it. I hate it too. I don't like it. I don't like it. And WWE likes to flaunt and, oh, we're making this money. WWE, I'm going to respectfully tell you, majority of the fans don't care. We don't see any of that money. So why are we going to care? Because our beloved WWE is making a lot of money? I love WWE with all my heart. With all my heart, with all my last breath. I love WWE. But I'm gonna always keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna always keep it real when they ain't doing right. And right now they ain't doing right. It's oversaturated. It is definitely oversaturated. WWE is in a time right now where all they're worried about is making money and the creative is behind. It's behind. And as a fan, that is incredibly frustrating. And as a fan, it's so funny. You really can see it. Like, you can see it clear as day that the WWE is more of quantity over quality. And it's highly disappointing. And a lot of people, I've been seeing it on TikTok, this movement on TikTok, a lot of people more just being honest with the WWE product and why it's not that good right now. Triple H, you got to respectfully do better, man. You got to do better. Stop worrying about WWE or stop worrying about AEW. Let AEW do what they got to do. That's my piece on that one. That's my piece. Let's talk about AEW. Again, there's some other news on it. WWE is reportedly planning on having Brock Lesnar versus John Cena go head-to-head with AEW All Out. This is from Wrestling Observer Radio. Take Brian Alvarez and take Dave Meltzer with a grain of salt. It's really hard to trust these two. Every time I see a report and it's credited by the Wrestling Observer, I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical. But they say this. The main event for the show up against AEW All Out is Brock Lesnar and John Cena. So it's a big one, which is why Brock Lesnar's not in Paris is because of this. They wanted him for the show and not for Paris show. And that's why Logan is going and why Logan's got the gig. So what match are we going to get with Brock Lesnar and John Cena? Is it going to be a stipulation type match? What's going to happen? And speaking of bad blood, I'm going to be creative for a second. If WWE wants to quote unquote beat out AEW, you need to put the best of the best matches on WWE Bad Blood. So I've been thinking, what would be the best possible matches that the WWE can do for Bad Blood? So let's run this. WWE can do Bayley versus Becky Lynch for for the women's IC title. They could do that. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. They could do that. They can do Seth Rollins versus CM Punk inside Hell in a Cell. They could do that too. Because I've talked about they need to have a series of matches. And if it concludes at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell, it's perfect. It's perfect. And then you run it right back at WrestleMania with Punk winning the Royal Rumble and getting a shot against Rollins at WrestleMania. That's an option. That's a big option. And that's something that the WWE, I feel like, can implement. And I feel like the WWE can do when it's, all said and done, to be honest, when it's all said and done. So I got Lesnar, Cena. I got Rollins, Punk. Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns. Now, I know I've been saying that could potentially happen at WrestleMania. Things might be getting pushed up at this point. Things might be getting pushed up ahead of time. And then Becky Lynch and then Bayley, like I said earlier. So it's real interesting. It's really interesting that we're getting this, and it's real interesting that the WWE is actually, in motion with this. They don't need to worry about AEW. They don't, but we know the WWE, they can't help themselves. So is Brock Lesnar and John Cena going to be the headliner? Okay, that's fine. But if Punk and Rollins are not facing off at Bad Blood, the pay-per-view is called Bad Blood. If Brock Lesnar and John Cena are not going to be inside Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins and CM Punk most definitely need to be inside Hell in a Cell. We'll see what's popping with it, though. We'll see what's popping up with it. Let me know what y'all feeling about that. ESPN. If you guys missed my coverage on all things ESPN and WWE, please go check it out. It is out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio content. I talked about everything regarding ESPN and the WWE. But ESPN, there's more news on it. ESPN is interested in bidding for WWE's video library. They want everything. They want that library. I understand that. This is from ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro from The Ringer podcast. Yeah, we're always interested in content of that quality. I will tell you that we will have the archival rights for the events that we are airing. But yes, in terms of their library, we certainly would be interested in it. And when those rights are available, they're going to get those rights. So I can squash that right now. They're going to get those rights. No doubt about it. Let's talk about John Cena, the heel turn. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. My opinion, I think the heel turn was a complete flop. And there is somebody to blame for that heel turn and why it flopped. This is going to rhyme. The Rock. The Rock is to blame for the heel turn. Got one of the homies on TikTok, man. I wanted to respond to the video, so we're gonna play it, and I wanna respond to it. But case in point, The Rock is definitely to blame for why John Cena's heel turn will go down as one of the most worthless heel turns to ever happen in WWE history. Let's check out this video.
Randy is my
John Cena's WWE Championship run and being a heel was supposed to continue past SummerSlam, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sabotaged it. Go back and listen to John Cena's promo on Friday Night SmackDown when he turned babyface again. It wasn't a work promo, it was a straight shoot promo when he called out The Rock for misleading him and leaving him all alone because it was very true behind the scenes. Paul Heyman even came out and said there was big plans for John Cena's heel run, but it all fell through because The Rock just didn't show up. At
The Rock, man. People are losing favor from The Rock. He comes in. If it's not what he wants, he leaves. Respectfully. We're at that point now. You want to know why we're at that point? because we have constantly been seeing it happen in real time. That's exactly why. That's exactly why it failed. The Rock didn't like what was going on. He didn't want to show up, or he couldn't show up. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He couldn't show up as much as he wanted to. And WWE just was like, you know what? Forget this. We're not doing this no more.
Mania, The Rock was supposed to be there with Travis Scott during that main event to help John Cena win the title, but didn't show up. The Rock was supposed to be at Night of Champions in Saudi and make an appearance during the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes match, the finals for the King of the Ring, and try to stop Cody from winning, but he didn't show up. And then The Rock was supposed to be at SummerSlam, and John Cena was actually supposed to win and keep this run going just a little longer, but The Rock didn't show up. So the WWE finally had to pivot and just put the title back on Cody and switch the plans up for John Cena for the last.
I can hear that. Respect, bear homie. You facts, bro. You facts. That's 100% what I felt happened. No doubt about it. The Rock fucked that up. The Rock fucked it up, man. I love The Rock. I think he's one of the greatest of all time, but it's just, you know, Rock is really losing favor for me. He pops up when he wants. If WWE isn't doing what he's wanting, he'd leave. It's crazy. That philosophy needs to change, man. His ego is just top tier. I love The Rock, man, and I'm being honest with you guys. We're watching it all. We're reading it. We just see it in real time, and it's clear that's been the case. So I just hope if The Rock comes back, man, and it's like he starts storylines and then he just doesn't want to finish them. He doesn't want to finish them because WWE switched plans. Hey, Rock, you're not booking the shows, man. You're not booking the shows. We can't do everything you say. Is what it is, man. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about WWE's lack of male performers in the WWE. I really want to talk about this. WWE's lack of male performers in the WWE. What is going on? Is it a black thing? Is it this? Is it that? I've been seeing everything under the book with people giving their opinions and their expertise on this. Now it's my turn. WWE has quietly, WWE has indirectly, and WWE, quite frankly, directly, Triple H, WWE Unreal, talking to Gregory Helms. Quote, the women are better than the men. The women are outperforming the men. WWE is so invested in women's wrestling. It's great. I love it. Invest in these women. You got some of the best women performers in the game, from NXT to SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. Book these women. God bless you. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. You doing it. But I have a question. I have a serious question. What about the men? Now, what about the men? What am I getting at here? What am I talking about? Are there really any male future superstars in the business? I'm talking literal in WWE. They pick and choose. I don't care about that right now. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about looking at the male performers in the WWE, the new generation, the Braun Breaker generation. Are there any new people? Outside of Braun Breaker, it looks like, from my vantage point, it seems like he is literally the only one that the WWE is putting any effort in. That's not cool. Because I can name names off rip that I feel like, for me personally, they need to be up there with the Braun Breakers. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Obafemi, Montez Ford, Austin Theory. These are names now. Those names specifically. But I'm mainly talking about Carmelo Hayes and Austin Theory. I think Obafemi will be just fine. I think Trick Williams will be just fine. But Carmelo Hayes and Austin Theory should have been one of the pillars. Dominic Mysterio, franchise player in the game. He's doing his stuff. He's going to be one of the pillars. But what about a Carmelo Hayes? What about an Austin Theory? What about a Montez Ford? What about these new guys? You can build these men up to be the future. Seems like they are not that invested in the men. And if they are, they're picking and choosing regarding the men, who they want to push, who they want to be invested in, who they don't want to be invested in. It's not right. It's not right. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to give my piece on it. I'm going to give my piece on it. Because it's eye-opening, really, when you're looking at it in real time. It's like, where's Austin Theory? What happened to Austin Theory? What's going on? This man should have been one of the pillars, bruh. Carmelo Hayes, something happened. Something happened. Something happened. Why is this man not being presented from a momentum perspective like a Braun Breaker? Bronson Reed, one of the other homies, he's getting pushed. He's one of the futures too. Montez Ford. Everybody wants him to be a singles competitor so bad, including me. Why is he not a singles competitor? Your guess is as good as mine. Angelo Dawkins will be just fine. You can present Angelo Dawkins in a singles capacity as well too. He can be another guy of one of the futures in the WWE from a singles competitor standpoint. But the WWE picks and chooses who they want to push and who they don't want to push to superstardom from a singles run perspective. I don't know what's happening with Carmelo Hayes. That really needs to be studied. And Montez Ford, I just think time's running out, and I don't know what's going on with that. But the WWE, you have a male superstar push, new generation problem. At the end of the day, I'm going to end it with this. It's just that WWE picks and chooses. That's the bottom line. Simple. They pick and choose who they want to push as a singles competitor and who they don't. They chose Braun Breaker over Carmelo Hayes. That's abundantly clear. They went, it's so sad. For real. Like, I'm not trying to laugh, bruh, but it's sad. These two dudes were on the same wavelength. They were neck and neck, 1A, 1B. They were thugging it out on NXT. They were the faces of NXT. All of a sudden, it's like Braun Breaker's on top and Carmelo Hayes is always on the bottom. Why is that? That should not be the case. That should not be the case. WWE, you have a problem with booking a lot of the male competitors. Now I'm going to give WWE the benefit of the doubt. There's not a lot of them. But we can't use that as a crutch and as an excuse. You can create some. You just don't want to. Simple. WWE, I understand. Your focus is women's wrestling. That is abundantly clear. From NXT, from Monday Night Raw, from SmackDown, and even WWE Evolve. Your focus is women's wrestling. Great. But what about these new men stars that are coming up in the ranks? I don't know, but it's very frustrating. It really is frustrating, but we don't know. We'll see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys on the state of the WWE. Casual conversation, laid back, giving you guys my honest opinions, giving you guys my honest perspectives, giving you guys the real wrestling talk from a WWE perspective. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Man. And listen, I want to tell everybody and really just run it home why I only talk WWE on my podcast. It's the bigger fan base. It's a bigger reach. TNA and AEW just don't have that reach right now. And I would love to talk about them, but their fan bases aren't as big as WWE's. I want to talk about a company that I can connect with millions of people, and WWE is one of those. All right? So this is a WWE-based podcast. This is it. I could sprinkle in a TNA and AEW from time to time, and I will do that. But this is majority of a WWE-based podcast. I hope you guys understand. I tweet about AEW. I tweet about TNA. I post on TNA. I post about AEW on my platforms. But from a podcast perspective, this is all WWE. I'm in a WWE lane. Hopefully you guys understand that. But I appreciate y'all tapping in to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I'll check you later. And thank you guys so much for continuing to support me and the Wrestling Takeover podcast, the most creative and honest podcast in the space. Y'all have a good night, and God bless.